Hey guys, Legion here. Today I'm going to tell you everything you need to know on how to play and build Tatsumaki in One Punch Man World. So let's get into it. First off, for her gameplay, she isn't too complicated, but there's a lot of little things to it. You basically use your skills and attacks on the enemy until that green gauge is filled up. And that green gauge is going to be located on the enemy itself. And once that is full, you can press your skill free twice. The first time, it does a big attack, and the second time, it makes Tatsumaki transform into a state. And that state is called Telekinesis Liberation State. And that state is pretty crazy. It just gives Tatsumaki some new moves and some new basic attacks. You can even hold down the basic attack to unleash a rapid fire attack, which looks pretty insane to do. And on top of that, you can even attack and move at the same time, which is pretty nuts. And that's pretty much the gist of it. The goal to play Tatsumaki is to get her state as fast as possible, so pretty much a lot of spamming. And now I think it's time to get into the showcase. So for those who want to learn from it, I'm going to do a quick rundown on the gameplay and the tutorial. And if you already know how to play Tatsumaki, you can skip later into the part of the video where I explain how to build her and which impression arms you want on her and all that good stuff. So feel free to skip over. And for those who want to see her skills or learn how to use her exactly, let's get into it. Alright, so it's pretty much what was said already. You use your skills until the gauge is full, and you try to transform into the state as fast as possible. We covered that. And then once that happens, you can both move around and attack at the same time. And on top of that, you can hold down the basic attack to unleash like a rapid fire attack. And this is pretty important to keep track of. You always want to deplete this first, because this attack does have a gauge of its own, and it's on the bottom. You see when I use that move, there's like a gauge gradually going down. Well, you always want to use that first. And now, to play her optimally, you can get into the buff state twice in a row without a cooldown if you play her correctly, which is pretty insane. You have a lot of uptime for that state. And it isn't too hard to do. There's like no secret trick or anything. You just have to spam your skills. Whatever skills you have, you spam it, and then you continue basic attack. You make sure that the enhanced basic attack, you use it as soon as possible. You just have to make sure to activate the state a second time, like as soon as possible. You can do it twice in a row, so even if you're in that state the first time, you can still press it again and give it even more uptime. So yeah, one more thing to talk about regarding her gameplay is she does have an enhanced version for her third skill, and you make that happen by filling the lightning gauge on the bottom of the screen. You see that lightning symbol? Once you use your enhanced basic attack in that state, the one where you hold it down and does like a rapid fire, it does build that gauge up. And once you do it twice, well, that third skill is going to be activated and you're going to do massive damage. And that skill looks pretty damn cool. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it on how to play Tatsumaki. Now I'm going to be talking about how to build her, which are the best memory and wills to equip. So first off, we have her mechanism. I know these are harder to get. There's so many different stats in the game that it's hard to get that single one you want. But if you do get lucky, it's called Piece of Cake. It allows Tatsumaki optimal range skills at 7% damage bonus at level 1, 15% damage bonus at level 2, and then at level 3, the range of her attack skills have a wider effect. So these are nothing to scoff at. It's a lot of extra damage. You definitely want to target this one. There's pretty much nothing that's going to beat this kind of stat in the game for her specifically, because these type of buffs are like uniquely made for the character themselves, so there's nothing that's going to beat that. But you can target a few others, and that's pretty much the more attack the better. As much attack as possible, since you do want to act like a glass cannon with Tatsumaki. You do have pretty long range, and it's really hard to get hit with her. I'd recommend looking at the skills called Impassioned, and also anything with crit rate would help a lot. Mine does have 0% base crit rate, so I don't know if that's the norm for all Tatsumakis, but she could definitely use some crit rate. That would help a lot if she does crit. That's a lot of extra massive damage. But I know for now, we're still in early game, so it's pretty hard to exactly build your units. But that does give us something to grind and to look forward to, so you can come back to this video later once you're at a better stage to farm. And also, one last thing to mention, I want to talk about her impression arms. You can actually get her impression SR arm for free, and it's in the arm shop. It does cost 60 tokens, so you do have to sell a lot of your arms to get up to 60 tokens. I would say it's worth it. There's a lot of trash units in this game that are not going to be usable for me. So for me, I saw Moomin Rider, I saw Smileman, I had a bunch of impression arms for them. I sold everything. But yeah, that extra damage skill on the impression arms is pretty damn good. And extra attack, extra damage is always nice. I would say it's always the best in slot. But if you do have the paid SSR one, it is for sure the best in slot. But I don't think it's a must pull in any way. Any paid SSR impression arms is not a must pull. But you know, it does give a lot of extra damage. So if you did get her SSR paid equip, then you're all set for Tatsumaki. But yeah guys, this is how to build and use Tatsumaki. Like the video and feel free to subscribe. I'm going to be making a lot more guides and videos on this game. So let me know which character you want or that I should be doing next. And see you all in the next one.